Hello, gang. Welcome back to the channel. Jayhuahua here. It's another Football Manager 2023 experiment today. We're looking at pace and how important it is to a team. Let me tell you what I've done. Dulwich Hamlet are the team we have chosen, and we have made an entire squad for Dulwich. Here they go. We have got players who are going to be fantastic in the roles. They are here until 2045 when they are joining Manchester City. We've got strikers, we've got wingers, we've got midfielders, we've got left backs, right backs, blah, 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 blah. What we've done is I tried to make them any varying different levels of ability from 140 to 170, except every single one of them has got one for pace and one for acceleration. So to get them to these high, lofty heights of ability is actually quite difficult. So as you can see, they've actually got some phenomenal attributes in other areas. Like Sean Striker, great composure off the ball and finishing. He should be the best striker in the world, but he's got no pace. And all of them are exactly the same. No pace whatsoever. Barry Boxter. Set him up as a bit of a box-to-box midfielder, hence the name. You've got Sam Striker, Steve Striker, Sean Striker, Ron Winger, for right winger, Les Winger, who's left winger. Although you can both play on both wings, to be fair. Danny Mawson, who is a defensive midfielder, DM. Charles Briggs, centre-back. Defending Dave, who can play all across the back. Willie, wing-back. Larry, left-back. Ryan, right-back. Pedro, playmaker, who's English. Pedro. Should have thought of that. Never mind. Anyway, they've all got one pace. Despite the fact they've got phenomenal attributes in other areas, they've all got one pace. Now, we've seen teams with perfect potentials rocket up the leagues. But these guys have got attributes frozen. So they can't improve at all. That's why I've made them to be world-class players. Now, Dulwich Hamlet are in the Vanarama National League South. So I would say, to the Vanarama National, to League 2, to League 1, to the Championship. 4 years in a row they should get promoted. I think they'll probably get to the Premier League. How far will they go in the Premier League? Will pace hold them back? That's what we're here to look at today. Pace, of course, we all know is one of the best attributes in the game, but how important is it? Can they win the league? Can they win the Premier League, and can they win the Champions League with no pace? Without further ado, we're going to jump forward. Initially, 5 years, they should be in the Premier League. Will they be? Or not? The year is 2027, and Dulwich Hamlet are in the English Premier League. And players are being capped for England as well. Craig Benson has got 13 caps and 1 goal for England. Very, very good. Every single player is playing. Chris centre-back is not playing as often. 14 games for him, unfortunately. But he is the lowest rated centre-back, I believe. Yeah, he is. Yeah, 160. So he's back up. What are you going to do? So in the first season, Dulwich Hamlet in the Vanarama National League South, despite the fact they had no pace, you would have expected them to go up as champions. And they did. Not only did they win 46 games out of 46, they only conceded 6 goals. Hungerford, Cheshunt, Haventon, Waterlooville, Dover, Farnborough and St Albans with the goals. They lost 3-1 to Liverpool in that season, but they were winning, a few goals to nil in every single game. You were getting your 4s, your 5s. Look at this. 4-0, 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. 3-1, 4-0, 5-0. Constant, absolute bombardment of great form. And then it was back-to-back. They didn't score as many, and they did concede more. They conceded 2 against Fylde and Dagenham and Redbridge. But still 46 wins out of 46. In terms of League 2, they did go up. They did go up as champions, conceding 26 goals this time, and 2 draws, a 3-3 against Gillingham and a 2-2 against Morecambe. League 1, again, over 100 goal difference, 26 goals conceded, 128 points, 2 draws, 3-3 against Rotherham and a 2-2 against Cambridge, but 2 defeats, losing to Coventry and Peterborough. And then the Championship, again, they've gone up, again with over 100 goal difference, again with 126 points, 3 draws, Norwich, Plymouth and Coventry with the draws, and 2 defeats. They lost to Reading and Derby. Now, they've won 2 FA Cups and 1 Carabao Cup. So that leads me to think that they are going to do very well in the Premier League. We have just got here to the Premier League. The first season will be this season, because they weren't there last season, were they? No, they've just gone up. This is the first season in the Premier League, and in terms of the season preview, let's have a look then. So the media think Dulwich Hamlet will finish 7th. None of the players are in the Media Dream 11. In terms of the senior squad, they've got Oliver Skipp in on loan for some reason. They've got a couple of players here: Bradley Foster, this guy, Nediljuko, Labrovic. Why did I click on him instead of Bradley Foster? Anyway. They've done really well up to this point, and players are getting capped for England. Of course, Dulwich Hamlet are going to have a lot of money coming in with prize money, and they're not paying a lot for these players. So, 5 more years, and see how they got on in the Premier League? I would expect within 5 years, world-class players of this talent should be winning the Premier League. I would expect at least 2 Premier League trophies. And considering they've already won 2 FA Cups, I think they could very easily do it. So pace might not be the be-all and end-all. Because I hate players with no pace. I genuinely do. If players have got like less than 10 pace, I'm really reticent to use them, especially at high levels like this. But if you're looking at a player that's got 155, 160 in ability, or low pace, I mean, you don't know the current ability, do you? Because you don't, unless you play with the editor on. I don't play with the editor on in my save games. But yeah, this is very interesting to see how well they've done so far. But this is the real test now. Now we're in the Premier League. So we're going to go 5 years, as I say. See what's happening. But before we do, if you like this kind of stuff, please drop a like on the video, go and watch some other things on the channel, subscribe while you're here, leave some comments down below of thoughts on this and any ideas for the future. See you in 5 years. Okay, so so they weren't here on this season, and the first season they were there, they finished 3rd, 3 points off the pace. So they a very good showing, to be fair. 71 goals for, 48 against. They conceded probably more than they should have done. They've had a much worse defensive record than a lot of teams, but they were second highest scorers. They lost 9 games, drawing 5. So maybe they are getting found out, but they did get into the Champions League. So fair play. And then the following season, they did go on and win. They've gone on and won again with not the best defensive record, but they've countered that by going off and scoring the goals to win. 9 draws, 5 defeats this time. And it was the season before where they only had 5 draws and 9 defeats. They flipped that round and they've won by 2 points. So fair play to them. So they've got themselves a league title at the second time of asking in the Premier League. That's not bad, is it? And they've done it again, back to back. Goal difference this time. Again, conceding more than Arsenal, but scoring considerably more as well. They've won it on goal difference, exactly the same record. 3 draws, 9 defeats. They lost 4-1 to Arsenal at one point in the season, but then Arsenal lost 3-1 to them, so almost cancelled it out. But anyway, 3 in a row, for Dulwich Hamlet. We've just seen it again, and they've walked it this year by 3 clear wins. They've walked it this year by 9 points ahead of Chelsea. Only 4 defeats. And despite the fact they still conceded over 40 goals, averaging over a goal a game, a lot of teams have conceded over that. And if you look at the goals against, they've decided that Dulwich Hamlet are 5th, but they're joint 3rd, aren't they? Because Liverpool and United have both conceded the same. And actually, Dulwich Hamlet have got a better goal difference, so they should be higher. That's a bit unfair, personally. 3 in a row. Can they make it 4? They can't. They finished 4th. Wow. Oh, they have fallen away there. 4th, with Tottenham winning the league by 4 points. Paul Barnes is the manager, and he is absolutely having a laugh over it. He's a legend, is Paul Barnes, and understandably, because he's won so many trophies. Still only the 2 FA Cups, though. 1 Carabao Cup. They have not won a Champions League from the looks of it, but they have won 3 Premier Division titles. In terms of the competitions, let's have a look at the Champions League then. Oh, Europa League. Lost to Napoli and Roma back-to-back in those 2 seasons. Champions League then, they lost to Bayern Munich in the quarter-final, Wolfsburg in the Champions League knockout playoff round, Benfica in the knockout playoff round, and Bayern Munich again in the round of 16. So the best they've done is a few years ago in the quarter-final. They've got Gregor Kobel in net, I don't know why they're not playing Gary goalkeeper. 160 overall, his current ability. His pace isn't there. Maybe that's why. They've got Gregor Kobel in. Thiago Pereira. He's a very good player and he's quick. He has got some pace. Potential ability of 194. He's actually 178, so he's the best defender they've got, and he's got pace. So understandable why they're playing him. And we're looking at a lot of appearances here. 500 odd. I mean, Chris centre-back's only played 17 times. Bless him. In terms of caps, Sam Striker, 60 caps for England, 48 goals. Speaking of England, Kevin Nolan is in charge. I've seen that in an experiment up to this point. But of course, we're here. Ralph Hasenhüttl has been the manager of England. We can rejoice in the glory that is Ralph. Go on, Ralph. So all those who come along to just see if Ralph has become England manager, you can go now. Thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. For the rest of you who are staying along, we're going to have a quick look at England. England have won a Euros in 2024. They've not won a World Cup. 2024 might have been a bit early for some of our players to be playing for England. So 3 Premier Leagues in a row. No Champions League to speak of. They are getting some more players in that have got a bit of pace to balance the team out. Should have put a transfer embargo on them, shouldn't I? Maybe next time. Maybe next time when we do it a bit differently. Maybe we do it with finishing. Oh, I like that. Oh, I do like that. Oh, I've come up with my own idea. Leave the comments down below if you like that idea. As well as the other comments. Just comment out your minds. Feed the algorithm for me. How many more years? We've got 13 more years. So 4, 4, 5. Yeah. What we're doing it. 36 we'll go to. So yeah, the following year in 2032-33, they finished 4th again. With Tottenham winning the Premier League once more. Then they've up in 2nd with Tottenham still winning the league. Then they've won. And then they've won again. And that's the most recent season. I mean, Paul Barnes is still there. He's still a club legend. Ron Winger is a club legend. Of course, as you can see, 820 appearances for Warren Winger. I mean, he's phenomenal, isn't he? I mean, frozen attributes, but he's gone up to 2 pace. How's that happened? I don't know. Of course, to get him to the ability of 170 or 169, he had to have such high attributes in other areas that he is literally one of the best players that's ever played the game, just can't run. And that's the story for all of them, really. 51 caps for England, 15 goals. And in terms of past winners, wow, Real Madrid and Barcelona have taken the Champions League to, they've taken nearly every Champions League. We've had 1 for Liverpool, 1 for Tottenham, and 1 for Dulwich Hamlet, beating Tottenham in the San Siro in Italy. But Real Madrid and Barcelona, not even got the leagues loaded. The domination for Spanish teams in this Champions League is surprising. Normally, you get a lot more English teams, but there you go. Dulwich Hamlet have won a Champions League. You've got 5 Premier Leagues, 2 FA Cups, 1 Carabao Cup. They can't get another FA Cup, can they? Burnley have just won it. Beating Fulham on penalties in the final. Oh, they've come runner-up 3 times, losing to Tottenham, Middlesbrough and Chelsea. Middlesbrough in 2032-33. In 2032-33, Middlesbrough finished mid-table in the Championship and they beat Dulwich Hamlet in the final of the FA Cup. That's unforgivable, isn't it? That is genuinely unforgivable. Just the 1 final appearance for Dulwich Hamlet in the Carabao Cup and they won it. They have not come anywhere near since. Let's go for another 4 years then, gang. Of course they're still in the Premier League. We've got over 1,000 games for some of them. Unfortunately, Chris centre-back has only played 21 times through his entire career. They're still playing a hell of a lot of these players. This is where we were last time, and they won it the following year again by 5 points this time. Then they came 4th, 6 points off the pace. Then they won it again on goal difference from Arsenal. That's the 2nd time we've seen that happen this experiment. And the most recent season, Arsenal didn't leave it down to goal difference. They would have lost on goal difference, to be fair, but they won it by 3 points. So Dulwich Hamlet did not manage to win once again. But they've got 4 Champions Leagues. Since we were last here, they've gone and won 3 in a row. Say, oh, look at all the Spanish teams winning it. Well, 4 English teams in the last 4 years. Liverpool beat Dulwich Hamlet in the final. Then Dulwich Hamlet, PSG, Newcastle, Barcelona. Sit down, you three. Dulwich Hamlet are here. Still only the 2 FA Cups, but they have gone and snuck another Carabao Cup, beating Southampton in the final. Burnley have won it again. Burnley have won the FA Cup twice in this experiment, 4 years apart. Unbelievable. Lots of caps though for the Dulwich Hamlet players. Absolutely littered with caps throughout. I mean, Gary Goalkeeper has only played 598 games for Dulwich Hamlet. He's got 126 caps for England. So anyway, yeah, we're going to jump forward 5 more years then to the end before they all go off to Manchester City. This is where we were last time. Arsenal won it by 3 points. In the following year, they also, they won it by 3 points again, only conceding 17 goals. That is unbelievable. 97 points they got. Dulwich Hamlet feeling very aggrieved to get to 94 points and not win the league. But they did bounce back and get 92 points the following season, with Arsenal falling all the way back here to 4th. 76, 77, 77 for the 3 teams behind Dulwich Hamlet. And for the 3rd time in this experiment, we have a goal difference decider. And it's Dulwich Hamlet and Arsenal. Can you believe it? Arsenal need a better striker. But then, wow, 66 points got them 3rd place. Tottenham winning the league on 82. And yeah, 66 points wouldn't have even had him in Champions League football this season. But they got 77, finishing 3rd once again, with Tottenham on 92 points, winning the league. And in the last 5 years, Arsenal, Dulwich Hamlet, Barcelona, Arsenal and Tottenham have all won Champions League. So 5 for Dulwich Hamlet. 5 FA Cups. They finally got a couple more. 3 more, should I say. Back to back to back. Arsenal, Tottenham and Brentford were the teams they beat. An all Merseyside derby for the FA Cup final here in the most recent season. You love to see it. Going down to penalties, no less. The drama. And they have snuck another Carabao Cup, beating Leicester in 2041-42. And they did almost get another one, losing to Tottenham in the most recent final 2-0. In terms of Footballer of the Year, it's all about Real Madrid, really. No one from Dulwich Hamlet has won Footballer of the Year. The Golden Ball, again, no one's won it. That's disappointing. In terms of England, then, Tommy Elphick is the manager. Who else has been manager then? After Kevin Nolan was here, we've got Patrick Vieira, Sergio Conceição, Murray Yakin, John Dahl Thomason, Steve Cook, John Lundstrom, and now Tommy Elphick. In terms of overview, just the 1 Euros and just the 1 World Cup. So no big international wins for the paceless bunch. Well, that's about it for the experiment, gang. I have simulated further on to see if Dulwich Hamlet can maintain themselves in the Premier League and how Man City do with them. So what I'm going to do is, where are Man City? Man City gone down. Where are Man City? Am I being blind? Don't tell me they're in League 1. Where the hell are Manchester City? Manchester City are in League 2. How the hell has that happened? Sorry. Right, this is taking a turn. What the hell happened here? 26-27, they were 6th. And then they came 20th. 27-28. We're going back. So, Manchester City, still got Edison. Got quite a few young players here. Still got Rodri. Phil Foden. That's about it. Erling Haaland left to go to Real Madrid on a free. Oh. At 27. Oh dear. You lose Erling Haaland. João Cancelo. He was getting on a bit, but he still probably could have done a job. Ruben Diaz left for Real Madrid on a free. Wow, Real Madrid gutted Man City. Ruben Diaz and Erling Haaland. No wonder they started to do quite badly. But in terms of the big names, I'm not seeing that many other big names. They didn't seem to sign anyone. They signed one player. Dennis Hangartner. That's the only player they've signed in the entire experiment. Right, well, anyway, they're in League 2. The decline continued. So let's go back forward. Let's go forward to the end of where we are. Right. So in 2057, I'd simulated for you a few more years, and then, yeah, this is where we got to. So this is where we are. Dulwich Hamlet still in the Premier Division. Haven't won one since all those players left. Haven't won a Champions League. They have won a couple more FA Cups. They've won a couple of Europa Leagues. They have been successful ever since. I think that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Paul Barnes got sacked in 2047. He won all those trophies, took them from the Vanarama National League South. Man City have managed to get themselves back into the Premier League. They're signing a lot of players now. Don't know why they weren't signing players. They spent 1.1 billion on all the players from Dulwich Hamlet. Let's have a look at the history then, the competitions. Domestic league. So 2040, they were down in League 2. They just got on into League 2. They came up following season. That season they finished first, winning nearly every game. Then they were in League 1 for a couple of years. Everyone probably retired. Then they went up as champions. And then they've battled back in the championship, won the championship, and now they finished mid-table in the Premier League a couple of years in a row. Right, well, that's it. That's the end of the experiment, gang. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm surprised at how well the players did without pace. Far more successful than I thought they would be. So yeah, interesting. I thought maybe pace isn't the be all and end all. I think I'm going to do this with some other attributes. So any ideas for that, leave them in the comments down below, or any variations to this experiment you might have done. Let me know what you thought. I'm all ears for constructive feedback and how to make these better in the future. But thank you very much for watching. Please do drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.